Welcome, I am the Informer, and today we are going to dive into the trippy and psychedelic world of Avatar. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The movie starts with our man Jake Sully, a paraplegic ex-marine who's got a one-way ticket to Pandora, a planet so beautiful it makes Earth look like a dumpster fire. Seriously, it's like Mother Nature took shrooms and went full-on Picasso. Jake's mission? Infiltrate the Na'vi and convince them to move their giant glowy treehouse so humans can mine the hell out of some unobtainium, a mineral worth more than your grandma's vintage china. To blend in with the locals, Jake gets a swanky Na'vi body, courtesy of the Avatar program. It's like the ultimate makeover, but instead of a new haircut and wardrobe, you get a towering, muscular alien body. In his new blue skin, Jake begins his undercover mission and starts to learn the ways of the Na'vi. While exploring this trippy jungle, he meets Neytiri, a fierce and foxy Na'vi warrior who's got mad bow and arrow skills. She's not too keen on Jake at first, but after some divine intervention, she reluctantly takes him under her wing. He soon discovers that these blue giants are all about living in harmony with nature. They're like giant blue hippies, but with way cooler accessories. Together, Jake and Neytiri frolic through Pandora's bioluminescent forests. Jake learns the ancient art of hair bonding, a Na'vi tradition that's part kinky, part spiritual, and 100% mind-blowing. As he delves deeper into the Na'vi culture, our boy starts to realize that these aliens ain't so bad after all. In fact, they're downright groovy. As the corporate bigwigs and their military goons gear up to bulldoze the Na'vi's sacred land, Jake must decide where his loyalties lie. Will he stick with his fellow humans and cash in on that sweet, sweet unobtainium? Or will he go full-blown blue and fight for the Na'vi's right to party in their psychedelic paradise? As tensions rise, Jake and Neytiri's relationship blossoms into a full-blown space romance. You can practically hear Celine Dion singing in the background as they make out under a giant glowing tree. While Jake continues his double agent act, he starts to share the Na'vi's deep connection to Pandora and their spiritual deity, Eywa. This cosmic goddess is basically the heart and soul of the planet, keeping everything in harmony. Jake finally decides to come clean to the Na'vi about his original mission. And let me tell you, the Na'vi are not happy. Neytiri, the apple of Jake's alien eye, is especially heartbroken. It's like when you find out your Tinder date is actually your cousin. The Na'vi don't take kindly to Jake's confession, and they give him the boot. But our hero isn't going down without a fight. He knows he's made a colossal mistake, and he's determined to make things right. But how do you prove your loyalty to an alien race that you've been playing like a fiddle? The answer? Go big or go home. Jake hatches a plan to tame the Toruk, a colossal and fearsome winged creature that is the equivalent of a Lamborghini for the Na'vi. If he can pull it off, he'll prove his commitment to the Na'vi and earn their trust once more. But, as with most things in Pandora, this is no walk in the park. But Jake, fueled by his love for Neytiri and his newfound loyalty to the Na'vi, somehow manages to pull it off. As he soars through the air on the back of the Toruk, he becomes a symbol of hope for the Na'vi. He's not just some human in an alien skin suit anymore. He's one of them, a true warrior fighting for their cause. Meanwhile, our corporate baddie, Colonel Quaritch, is getting antsy. He's hell-bent on bulldozing the Na'vi's sacred land, and he's not afraid to flex his military might to make it happen. This guy is basically a trigger-happy, nature-hating maniac with a severe case of tunnel vision. As the epic showdown unfolds, Pandora's breathtaking landscapes become a battleground for the ages. The battle is a high-stakes, high-flying extravaganza. There are explosions, aerial dogfights, and even a rogue mech suit piloted by a juiced-up Colonel Quaritch. It's like Pandora's very own battle royale. Jake and Neytiri are right in the thick of it. They're zooming around on their trusty mounts, kicking some serious human butt. They're like a psychedelic Bonnie and Clyde, only with tails and a deep connection to Mother Nature. Back at the human base, Dr. Augustine and Norm, another scientist, try to stall the bad guys by sabotaging their operations. Things don't go as planned, and Dr. Augustine ends up taking a bullet for the cause. It's not all bad news, though. She gets to become one with Eywa in the most literal sense when she passes away, surrounded by glowing Pandora plant life. While the battle intensifies, Jake takes a risky move and prays to Eywa for help. The connection between Jake and Pandora's ecosystem was as kinky as it gets. We're talking next-level tree-hugging here. Our man Jake takes his Na'vi USB cable and plugs it into the Tree of Souls. And surprisingly, the goddess answers his call. The planet's flora and fauna rise up to aid the Na'vi, turning the tide of the battle in their favor. It's like a cross between a rave and a nature documentary, and it's freaking awesome. The climax of the battle sees Jake going toe-to-toe with Colonel Quaritch in his massive mech suit. It's a David and Goliath showdown, only if David was a 10-foot-tall blue alien and Goliath was a mech-wielding madman. In a moment of poetic justice, Neytiri saves Jake's life by putting an arrow through Quaritch's heart. In the aftermath, the defeated human forces are sent packing back to Earth, leaving the Na'vi free to rebuild their home. The remaining humans, including Norm and Jake, are allowed to stay on Pandora, having proven their loyalty to the Na'vi. Jake decides to leave his old human life behind and fully embrace his Na'vi identity. In a final trippy ceremony, his consciousness is permanently transferred into his avatar body. He becomes a full-fledged Na'vi, ready to start a new life with Neytiri. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more videos.